Anita of my Duke and I podcast, and I hope everybody's having a beautiful day today, wherever you are in the world. And if you're seeing this show for the very first time, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so when an episode comes out, you will be the first to know. Well, there's a lot going on in the Sussex world as well as the British royal family. However, there is a big difference between what is going on with the Sussexes and the British royal family. I would say that Meghan and Harry, the empire is expanding, yes, and their reach is also expanding. However, for the royal family, their walls are certainly closing in. And I'm going to get to a little bit more about that as I come closer to the end of the show. But I want to start off with my faves, and particularly the um, the action lawsuit against the Daily Fail, which consists of Harry, Elton John, his husband David Furness, um, Sadie Frost, Elizabeth Hurley, and Baroness Doreen Lawrence. And it's incredible what these people have experienced, and it is not a laughing matter. It's very, very serious. And when you read about the allegations, you would say it's from a KGB novel. It is a serious invasion of privacy, one, and it is nothing short of espionage. And I just hope that when the verdict comes around, that the judge that is presiding over this case, I hope he throws the book at the Daily Fail for sure, because what they have done is abominable and unimaginable. So I want to go over, I have my computer here, and I want to go over some of the claims that the action suit has alleged. And one of them is that the Daily Fail hired private investigators to put listening devices in people's cars and homes. And, you know, one would think that your home is your sanctuary, and yet you do not have that privacy in your home. So I'm just in, shock. I hope the judge throws the book at the Daily Fail. The Daily Fail online, the Sunday Fail, and the regular print Fail. It's just abominable what what is being claimed here. Also, they said that their telephones were bugged. Now, you're talking about Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, Prince Harry, who deals with, dignitaries, world leaders, people of high place. And can you imagine that these people had, conversations with, those types of people, and to fathom, to think that I'm sure they were under the impression that it was between them and that individual, and lo and behold, other people were listening on those calls. And the Daily Fail in general is just an unscrupulous print organization, and they have to be stopped. And I feel like the only place that they're going to be affected, or the only place that they're going to be hurt, is you have to hit them really hard, and make them pay an exorbitant amount of money. And that's the only way that they're going to listen. That's the only way you're going to wake them up. That's the only way they can become accountable. It is just, it's too much. Also, they said that police officials were also paid for sensitive information by the Daily Fail. And I'm not surprised because in the UK, we've all been hearing about the reports of the Met Police and their WhatsApp group chat and the type of things that was going on in that group chat, the vile things, the derogative things, the racism. It's just not surprising. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's just incredible how this has, this went on. And they said that this is the tip of the iceberg. It's just incredible. Another thing again that they said that um, they accessed people's bank accounts and credit history as well as their financial transaction. Now, a person's financial transaction is literally a day-to-day of everything that the person does, knowing what it can also tell where the person was and so on. So that is just uncalled for. And whatever monies that these 6 individuals get from that action lawsuit, they're deserving of it and then some, because they even go as far as impersonating people to obtain medical information from hospitals and clinics. I mean, your medical history, some people, there are certain things that goes on in your medical life that you just don't want other people to know about, and to literally access that information, it's the lowest of lows. And I feel that it's just so hurtful that anybody would stoop so low instead of doing real journalism and getting things that you can report on, as opposed to invading people's privacy like that. And I hope that there's a public apology. I hope that they, you know, they have to pay so much money that they go out of commission. They no longer can afford to print papers anymore. Also, to you know, it seems shocking, but I also read that there was once upon a time that the fail was also accused of that in the past, and for some reason the political connections that they had in the UK, they were able to get away with the investigation to get to the bottom of really what had happened. I think it was with Hugh Grant, and he said that for some reason he thought that his phone was bugged. He thought that his conversations were being listened to, and I think they had to do an investigation into that, and it got nowhere. However, there's power in numbers, and the fact that it's not only Prince Harry, it's not only Elizabeth Hurley, it's not only Sir Elton John, it's not only his husband David Furness, or Baroness Doreen Lawrence, or even Sadie Frost. It's all of them. It's 6 of them, and there's power in numbers, and hopefully judgment day comes for the Daily Fail and they're held accountable for their actions, because it's just abominable that not even within your home that you have peace, and to access somebody's medical information, I think it's the highest degree of invasion, because Lord help me. Anyways, victory will come to them. Let's just take a listen to the report exactly by the BBC, and listen further as to what was said. Let's listen.
So papers were filed today in the High Court against Associated Newspapers, who, as you say, published the Mail on Sunday and the Mail Online. And the claimants are accusing them of, quote, abhorrent criminal activity and gross breaches of privacy. Now, those individuals suing the publisher aren't just Dame Lawrence, who you mentioned, but also Prince Harry, Elton John and his husband David Furnish, and the actors Elizabeth Hurley and also Sadie Frost. Now, what are they accusing the tabloids of exactly? Well, they all say that they have compelling and highly distressing evidence that the papers hired private investigators to place listening devices in their cars and their homes and to also bug their phone calls, paying police for inside information, and also impersonating people so they could access their private medical records. Now, they all allege that this is just the tip of the iceberg and there could be many other victims out there. And remember that Prince Harry, his wife Meghan Markle, sued these very same publisher last year successfully for copyright infringement and breach of privacy. In a statement today, though, Associated Newspapers said they utterly and unambiguously refute these accusations, and they called them unsubstantiated and highly defamatory claims with no credible evidence.
Of course, they're going to refute it because they know this is a huge case, for sure. And justice will be served. I have no doubt about it. The world is looking on, and now we're living in a different time where, you have social media, who is literally the watchdog of the world, and people will be closely looking. I know Sussex Squad will be closely looking as well. So, well, recently Harry and Meghan were out at a concert. It seems like they were enjoying themselves. They took a picture with the band that they went to see, and there were a lot of pictures online. Apparently TMZ took some photos of Harry and Meghan. I did not I did not make a video out of it. I did not publish it because I felt like Harry and Meghan were unaware that they were being videotaped, or even photos were taken of them, and it seems like they did not want to be in the public eye. They were away in a special section where there were a few people around them, and anytime people go out of their way to not to be seen, is because they want whatever they're doing to be private. And if they're out in a public event and their photos are taken, I don't mind. It's it's a fair play. However, if they for some reason were in a private section, I don't think that we should show those photos. So that's the reason why I didn't show them. Now, the second thing is that Meghan and Archetypes have teamed up with Ving Project, and Ving Project basically is an organization who on average donates $1,000 to individuals that made some type of contribution, but also who are in need. And normally they give to men and women, but Meghan has teamed up with them to give away $1 million to women, solely to women. And they're on the website vingproject.org. If you go there, you can sign up. It says that the qualifying people have to be 18 years or older. They have to be a U.S. resident, and the person who is nominating them has to be 14 to 18 years old, and they have to be a U.S. resident, and it has to be someone that is outside of your family, okay, and that person have to be in need of financial assistance. So they're also asking the individuals who are nominating these women to create a video to describe why they're nominating that person, and they can upload it to vingproject.org. And yeah, so good luck to all those people who are nominated. And I know that Meghan has always made a conscious effort to help women around the world, and this is another layer of what she's doing. And I know $1,000 can go a long way with a lot of people right now, because God knows the state of the economy right now. Everything is an arm and a leg. Everything is so expensive. So $1,000, to a woman who is in financial need will definitely be able to, carry her, through, either with the groceries or whatever that she has to do. So that's great. Now, with the Met Police, they had a WhatsApp group chat, and for some reason, I don't know why, officers who are supposed to uphold the law and protect civilians, we tend to put so much trust in the police, and to think that the police, well, at least in reality, we're supposed to think that, they respect us, and they don't have any ill will in their heart towards the public, the general public at large. But we have seen time and time again how the police have treated, people, particularly people of color. And we can clearly see that the Met Police is no different. We see how racist the Met Police is, how disgusting and vile they are in terms of how they, the things that they were looking at in their group chat, the jokes that they were making in their group chat, and it was quite abominable. I know even they had jokes about Harry and Meghan, and it's not a joke really, it's just the only kind of mind that can think like that is a sociopath. And there were former and present police officers in that group chat, and these people are supposed to uphold the law and be models in society so that people can look up to, but they weren't upholding the laws. And so one of the photos they had is a white person in the form of a bear beating up on a black doll, and this doll particularly looked like those images that they had back in the day when we had segregation here in the United States. And then they had an image of Harry, and for some reason it's a puzzle, and the puzzles sort of have Niger on it, but I know when you look at the word Niger, it looks kind of weird, but so somehow they took that to make a joke, saying with captions where Meghan is saying to Harry with a caption, it spells your name, and then Harry is saying to Meghan, yours. So this is really derogative, and that's the reason why I think it was so important that the Sussexes had to leave England. Second of all, I don't even know if these people should be even protecting Harry if they feel that way about him. It's very scary to me that these type of people would be providing security for Harry, and that's something to think about for sure. But they were caught by the BBC. The BBC did an investigation, and here's what they have to say about what they found.
In the UK, the Home Office has suspended an immigration official after a BBC Newsnight investigation revealed that he'd been posting racist content on the messaging site WhatsApp. Rob Lewis, a former Metropolitan Police officer, is understood to have created the group, which also includes other ex-police officers. The Home Office here says it has a zero-tolerance policy of discrimination, while the Met said it would be ruthless in rooting out racists and misogynists from the force. Newsnight's UK editor, Seema Katecha, reports. A WhatsApp group with several former Metropolitan Police officers on it. The content is vile, racist, misogynistic, homophobic, pornographic. It's so offensive we've chosen not to show it. This one is horrific.
Yeah.
Dave Eden was a police officer for almost 30 years. He retired in 2010 and has been on the group since it started in 2016 as what he calls a silent observer.
There is frequent use of the P word. There are references to black politicians which are extremely unpleasant. And the entire undertone is one of racism and misogyny.
Throughout his career, he has collected evidence showing examples of prejudice in policing. If these are former police officers, why should we be worried?
It doesn't matter whether they're retired or whether they're serving. We're introducing them into that culture and we're allowing it to continue.
The founder of the group and the chief poster of racist content is Rob Lewis, a former Metropolitan Police officer. He has now been suspended from a role at the UK Border Force following this BBC investigation.
Unbelievable that people who are supposed to be model citizens, who are supposed to uphold the law and to ensure that others are upholding the law, are acting in that type of manner. I say the fish rot from the head, and clearly we see that the royal family, who is the head of the United Kingdom, look at how racist they are. So it's not surprising to see that the Met Police and all of the different publications and a lot of people in England, in the United Kingdom, is so racist. They're really being exposed. Yeah, I hope they catch all of them and fire all of them. They should even take it a step further. Take their pensions away from them. God knows what they've done while they were actually serving. And those who are currently serving, they should really be fired. Yeah, because they have no business in the public if they're that vile. Now, as I said, the palace walls are definitely closing on members of the royal family. So Kate was at engagement, she and her husband William, in Ireland, and there were people in the crowd, and one lady definitely gave Kate a piece of her mind, and I'm sure she stayed there for hours waiting for Kate to come. Apparently it was even recorded, and she told Kate essentially that Ireland belonged to them, and Ireland belonged to the Irish, and that pretty much meant that Ireland doesn't belong to you. Don't come up here. And it's pretty incredible. Let's listen to it.
Welcome to Belfast, Your Highness. Thank you very much. Ireland belongs to the Irish.
Ireland belongs to the Irish. Oh yes. She said it would have been nice to see you in your home country. Oh my God, it doesn't get more embarrassing than that. Oh gosh. And then Prince William and Kate, they were in a cocktail competition. I think that's the most I have ever seen them so lit up and animated, laughing and carrying on, and I guess liquor, it does that to them. And maybe that's a pastime at home, who knows, I don't know. But I did see during the I think it was Wimbledon. They were talking a lot about, oh, it was alleged that Kate loves her drinks. Some people, they like their drink, but it seems like they were alleging that, she takes it to the next level. I was surprised to see her, she took a sip of the drink. She was a little hesitant about drinking, but it would look bad if she didn't, because she made it after all, and William started to drink his, so I guess she had no choice. And Princess Anne came to New York. It's quite interesting that I'm telling you, nobody even cares about these people. She came to New York, and it wasn't, I didn't even see it on the news, I didn't see it in the papers, I didn't see it anywhere. The only place it was in those online articles, and not much of it, but clearly those online articles were making a reference to Meghan. So, every time they talk about these royals, Harry and Meghan is the center of the conversation. That tells you that these people are really irrelevant. Princess Anne, and they made reference to this is the first time a royal has been here since Harry and Meghan was in New York. So they really don't care about what Anne came to do. They only care about what Harry and Meghan is doing in New York when they do come. And Sophie, she went to Africa, and very quiet. Nobody's talking about it, and it's just interesting that the only people that the world cares about is Harry and Meghan and their children. They don't even care about what the other royals are doing. For matter of fact, I was reading in an article today where it said that, let me just make sure I get this right. They say a Welsh council has officially called for the title of Prince of Wales to be banned, and said there should be no investiture of Prince William anywhere in the country. Ouch. Ouch. Ooh, child. Oh my goodness. I am really seeing the end is near for this British monarchy. I think they're going to tolerate Prince Charles a little, Chuck a little, because after all, he's 70 years, and there's not a long time for him. How long can he live? He probably have another good, maybe 20-something years. I don't know. He's 73 right now, and he could probably live to be 100, which is just about I would say about 20-something years. So they're willing to put up with that, but I don't think they're willing to put up with another 70 years, like how his mother was, on the throne, or how long she served. They're not looking to do that with any others. I think he can go ahead on his duchy estate, and they'll be fine over there. The duchy estate is worth, I think, over $1 billion, so he should be lucky that they stole all of those things allegedly from people back in the days, and they have that right now to live on, he and Kate. Let's see what he's going to do with the Duchy of Cornwall. So the palace walls are definitely closing in. Everywhere they go, they're being rejected, and I noticed that Kate is becoming very much aware that she might potentially be embarrassed on those engagements. You could see how uneasy she appears to be. I know she really is not a good speaker, the poor girl. She made some type of announcement, wishing some team good luck or something like that. But the way she spoke, you could clearly see the girl has hot potatoes in her mouth. She's unsure of herself. She's insecure and she's nervous. She doesn't know how to move around in these, in this climate where there is clear opposition to the British monarchy. And they brought it on themselves. They treated Harry and Meghan poorly, and the world saw that, and they're not having, and they're literally having none of it. So they brought it upon themselves, And there was one other story when Harry went to Mozambique, and Harry's a boss. Unlike Sophie, who's going to see those politicians, those government officials in their countries, Harry is literally bringing government officials to wherever he's going. So it shows that they trust him. They trust him to lead. And, on his last trip to Mozambique, he brought U.S. Congress delegates, congressional delegates. And one of the things they were experimenting with is those virtual reality glasses. I don't know if you've ever seen them, or they look like goggles, but I have one downstairs. I should have brought it up, but when you put them on, it can take you to different places. So what Harry and them were experiencing or experimenting with is those goggles, but what they were doing is giving people an experience on the in the water, in the ocean itself, so people can literally, instead of invading those habitats of these those fish or the diverse species that is found in those waters in Mozambique and in Africa proper, you can actually be able to experience those areas by in a form of virtual reality. So that's it. Oh my goodness. So guys, thank you for listening to me. I know the show was long and I had a lot to say, but I have to find a way and to either work with my camera. I thought I figured it out where I could record early in the morning, but Lord Jesus, sometimes I'm so tired I can't even get up. But I apologize if the show is too long. Anyways, have a wonderful day wherever you are. I hope all your dreams are coming true, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. Bye.